Just want to tell you a quick story about something that happened to me, and this was about 22 years ago, and I went into a pub, or a bar, some people call them, and I was sitting having a drink with my girlfriend, who later became my wife, and during the course of our conversation we became aware of a group of people behind us who were kind of intrusive in the noise, in terms of there was something not normal about what we were used to. Now, sort of painting out a picture here, the town or city that I lived in was very backwards in terms of, not very metropolitan. It wasn't until years later we became aware that there was one black family in the town, there was one Pakistani family in the town. We weren't used to seeing Chinese people, Indian people, anything like that. And also, you know, the people that we were brought up by in terms of our parents had never seen this either. So we weren't used to seeing different things. Other than the odd time you went to the one Indian restaurant in the town, or the one Chinese restaurant in the town back in the day. So anyway, sitting having a drink with my girlfriend, and became aware that this group of guys behind us, and they're about 6 or 7, we're all talking very loudly, but also in what we now know as a camp fashion, as in sort of very effeminate. And so I looked over the shoulder, and a couple of them certainly were dressed up like racing jockeys for the Grand National and stuff, you know, sort of silky outfits and sort of garish costumes and stuff. And, you know, it kind of, if I can sort of mimic the voice, it was like, "Oh, I love your outfit, Gareth, it's really smashing," you know. And anyway, a friend of mine had come into the bar just down from where we were sitting, and I had to get a round of drinks in, so I went down and, "Hi, how's it going, Sean?" I said, "You want to hear that lot up behind me there? What a bunch of poofters they are." And he said, "Oh, you know, chutney ferrets are they, you know, are they uphill gardeners?" I said, "Oh yeah, definitely friends of Dorothy." And the girl who was at this point pouring my beer turned around and said, "Excuse me," she said, "that's my brother you're talking about." And I shrank to that size, and never before I'd ever thought of myself as being potentially bigoted against anybody, but I realised that my limited understanding of other people's lives really was what was coming into play there. Now, the twist in the tale is that 2008, a couple of years ago, I had to go in for open heart surgery, and I was looking around online trying to find out information about it, and because I'm relatively young to have had such an operation, there really was no information. But I got this message back from a chap who said, "Look, I'm just down the road, I'm just about 15 miles away." He said, "I've had open heart surgery twice, come round, have a cup of tea and have a chat." And I got around, and it turns out this chap was a gay guy who's married to his male partner, and he was the first person in the world to ever survive long term from open heart surgery. He'd had open heart surgery twice, and was the founder of a charity for other sick kids in Great Ormond Street Hospital who are also going through the same process. So kind of, you know, a lost leader, if you like. You know, he had his chance of dying or benefiting others, and his parents took the choice to say, "Well, let's try and give him some kind of life." The bigger part of that story is the reason he had his heart defects was that his father was on Christmas Island with the Grapplex nuclear tests. So my friend and all his brothers and stuff were all born with genetic defects. So my friend had 2 holes in the heart. He's got facial palsy, blind in one eye, cataracts in the other, and what's recently been diagnosed as being spina bifida as well. Year before last, he tried to commit suicide. He took an overdose, and I ended up drifting into doing care work for this person, largely out of admiration because, you know, you have open heart surgery, and when you're young you think, you know, nothing's going to happen to you, you know, you're going to live forever, and then somebody drops a bombshell on you saying, well, you know, we'll give you 10, 12 years or what have you. You feel miserable until somebody else tells you that, well, you haven't been given a maximum of 5 years, but it could be tomorrow. We can all run out in front of a bus tomorrow. But the main point of this I wanted to talk about was the fact that we can be so ignorant and so bigoted and so divisive about what really are the same human beings and species that we have around about us. And we can say, oh, you know, gay people, what they do is filthy. It's actually not any of your fucking business what they do.